Hello friends, welcome to the video lessons on electronic measuring instruments. In this class, I am going to explain about FET input voltmeter. I'll try to explain about what is the use of FET input voltmeter. Basically, what is an electronic voltmeter, what are its advantages, and what is the construction of FET input voltmeter, and I'll explain about the operation of FET input voltmeter. What are electronic voltmeters? Now, to discuss about electronic voltmeters, first we should know what is the difference between electrical and electronic instruments. Both electrical and electronic instruments, they measure electrical quantities like voltage and current, etc. Electrical instruments do not have any built-in amplifying device to increase or decrease the amplitude of the quantity being measured. In electrical instruments, the devices are directly connected to the point where the voltages are to be measured, and when the voltages are sufficiently large enough to produce appropriate deflection current and substantial amount of deflecting torque in the basic PMMC movement, then we can read the voltages. On the other hand, in case of an electronic voltmeter, in addition to the basic PMMC movement, they, the electronic instruments include active electronic devices such as vacuum tubes, semiconductor diodes, or integrated circuits, etc., particularly used as amplifier circuits. That is, using electronic instruments, we can measure very low voltages also, and we can also measure very high voltages also without damaging the basic PMMC movement used. All additional circuitry is incorporated in an electronic instrument. The main distributing factor between the two types of instruments, that is electrical type and electronic type, is the presence of an electronic device in the instruments. The movement of electrons, or in other words the current, is common to both types of instruments, but the main difference being that the control of this electron movement, that is the control of current. Suppose very low voltages are being measured, so substantial amount of current cannot be generated for producing uh, considerable deflection of the movable coil in the basic PMMC movement. So what the additional circuitry incorporated here is an amplifier circuit. So the DC input voltage is amplified first, then is applied to the basic PMMC moment DC voltmeter. On the other hand, if we go for measurement of very high voltages, in that case, attenuators are used in place of amplifiers. Attenuators are used for reducing the voltage level first, then applying to the DC voltmeter circuit. So, the electronic instruments control the electron movement more effectively than the electrical instruments. Is that clear? Right. Next. Although electronic instruments are usually more expensive than their electrical counterparts, they offer the following advantages for measurement purposes. First one, electronic instruments can amplify the input signal. They have very high sensitivity. They are capable of measuring extremely small input signals also. What is sensitivity of a voltmeter? The sensitivity of a voltmeter is 1 by the full scale deflection current required for making the pointer to move from 0 to the full scale value. In electronic voltmeters, even very low voltage or very low current is sufficient enough to produce full scale deflection. So naturally, the sensitivity, which is 1 by IFSD, would be very high. So because of this very high sensitivity, the instruments can be used without any loading effect in the circuit. So second one, due to the high sensitivity, their input impedance is increased, which means less loading effect which when making measurements. Third one, these instruments have greater speed, that is the response time. We connect the circuit and we'll be able to read out the reading. If any changes are there in the input voltage, the meter responds very quickly, almost instantaneously, to changes in the input voltages, and every change can be clearly read out without any error. So that is one more advantage, faster response to the input signal and flexibility. Fourth one, it can be interfaced very easily with a computer system. An electronic voltmeter main advantage is this: it can be interfaced with a computer system, and using computer system, any type of control is possible. Any type of control is possible. Particularly, suppose if I assume a situation where I want to measure temperature in a particular boiler of an industry. Actually, that temperature has got a preset value. It has to be, say, for example, 1000 degrees centigrade, not below that and not above that. So for that 1000 degrees centigrade, a transducer would have an appropriate voltage, proportionate voltage, say using thermocouple or thermistor or RTD, an electrical signal can be generated. So that electrical signal can be given to the system, can be given to the personal computer. So here, this is an electronic voltmeter, and what is its purpose? Its purpose is to measure voltages. But from where you are getting that voltage? You are getting that voltage from the feedback in an industry or in a control unit of an industry, say in a boiler. The temperature is to be maintained constant. So proportionately a voltage is generated, and if that voltage is at the desired level in the boiler, then the software used in the control system does not activate any rectification measures in the process unit, does not activate or does not initiate any rectification methods in the process unit. That means either to increase the fuel to the boiler or to decrease the fuel to the boiler. If the temperature increases, high voltage will reflect, high voltage will be measured by the electronic voltmeter, and when that is interfaced with a computer will read out the increase in temperature in terms of increase in voltage, and the controller circuit will be activated by using the computer system to reduce the fuel to the boiler or to decrease the resistance in the boiler, sorry, the temperature in the boiler, and vice versa. When the temperature is decreased, low voltage is measured by the electronic voltmeter. That low voltage will make the computer system to activate the control system, control uh, elements of the industry to respond in such a way that the fuel to the boiler is increased so that the temperature can be increased. So that is the main advantage of interfacing. Interfacing means actually the purpose of the instrument is to measure only, but if there is a flexibility or if there is a provision for interfacing, then control also becomes very easy. So when compared with the electrical type of instruments, electronic instruments provide this advantage, that is interfacing with the computer system. Right? Next. The main parts of an electronic voltmeter or an electronic instrument are, as I explained in the example, a transducer, a signal conditioner, and the indicating meter. Indicating meter is the final quantity, final stage. First one is transducer, which converts any parameter into electrical parameter, and that electrical parameter depending upon its amplitude. Suppose if the transducer output is very low and it cannot produce substantial deflection in the indicating meter, then this intermediate device, that is the signal modifier, it will increase the amplitude and then it is applied to the indicating meter, so that you can see a substantial movement of the pointer over the calibrated scale and you can read out the value. Right? So the basic three parts are transducer, signal modifier, and the indicating meter. Transducer. It is the first sensing element and is required only when measuring a non-electrical quantity. When a non-electrical quantity like say temperature or pressure or displacement or velocity or acceleration or flow rate, various parameters are there, non-electrical parameters, which are to be measured in a industry to assure quality control in the products of the industry. So when a non-electrical parameter or quantity is being measured, first it has to be converted using a transducer. So the function of the transducer is to convert the non-electrical physical quantity into an electrical signal. Of course, a transducer is not required. This is important. Please make note of this. A transducer is not required if the quantity being measured is already an electrical signal or is already in the form of electrical signal. First, about transducer. Second, signal modifier. It is the second element in the electronic voltmeter, and its function is to make the incoming signals suitable for application to the indicating device. For example, the signal may need amplification or even attenuation before it can be properly displayed. Even if the signal is very high, the meter may go out of range even after full scale value also. Meter cannot measure even its beyond its maximum value also. So signal modification is necessary. Other types of signal modifiers are voltage dividers for reducing the amount of signal applied to the indicating device, or wave shaping circuits such as rectifiers, filters, choppers, etc. Right? When an AC signal is given, first it has to be converted into a DC signal. Pulsating DC it will produce. Using a filter, it has to be smoothened out. Then it has to be applied to the signal modifier. Similarly, chopper, when pulse type of inputs are used, then this chopper will provide the average value. That is about signal modifier. Third one is indicating device. For general purpose instruments like voltmeters, ammeters, or ohm meters, the indicating device is usually a deflection type meter as shown in figure 1. That is this one, indicating type meter, showing the pointer deflection over a calibration or a calibrated scale as the measure of the quantity. In digital readouts, this is an analog type of display. In digital readouts, the indicating device is in the form of a digital circuitry, say a 7-segment display or dot matrix display, and of course LED display, LCD display. Using all these, the physical quantity being measured, say electrical voltage, is shown in terms of numerical values, in terms of numbers. So many volts, say 1.01 volt, right? 1.5 volts, or say 10 volts, or 5 volts. Numerical values will be given directly. Readout would be directly in the numerical value. Whereas in case of analog meters, the user has to read the value based on the position of the pointer on the calibrated scale, right? So a small advantage of this digital readout is directly the value can be read out. If it is 2, straight away 2. Suppose using analog meters, as I already told, an operator may come across an observational error known as parallax error if he exactly observes the pointer position on the scale exactly from 90 degrees, he may get the correct value. Looking from left, he will get a slightly increased reading. Looking from the left, slightly increased reading. Looking from the right, slightly decreased reading. So naturally, digital readouts are preferred to analog measuring instruments. And of course, nowadays, most of the places, the indicating instruments are digital readouts only than analog instruments. Next, the basic circuitry of an electronic voltmeter. Electronic voltmeter has become a very important tool for instrument and control engineers. About this only I was explaining. What is control? Control of the variable. Where in an industry? For what? To make or to ensure the safety of the, sorry, to ensure the quality of the product, or even for safety purpose also. Measurement is necessary. Only when measurement is done, we can do control. Say, I want to drive my vehicle, say, at 60 kilometers per hour. Unless I know if it is moving at 60 kilometers per hour, I cannot take any action whether to increase the speed or decrease speed. For that, I need to measure. Measuring can be done only on display once the driver observes the speed on a display device. Then only observing the displayed value of speed, he can make the decision whether to increase or decrease. That is control part. Instrumentation, sorry, okay, anyhow, being instrumentation engineers, we should know instrumentation mainly deals with measurement and control. Measurement and control. Control is possible only when measurements are accurate. Accuracy of control is possible only if the accuracy of measurements is high. Okay, let us leave that here. Electronic voltmeters have become a very important tool for instrument and control engineers. An electronic voltmeter uses rectifiers, amplifiers, and other circuits to generate a current proportionate to the voltage being measured. In an electronic voltmeter, a measured alternating voltage is required using a diode rectifier or decoder, and a rectified direct current is produced, which is a measure of the original quantity or original alternating voltage. Here input, this is the block diagram type arrangement. Input voltage is applied to switching and ranging circuitry. Then that switching and ranging circuitry is given to another switching and ranging circuitry. The first one might be attenuator, the second one might be amplifier, or vice versa. First one might be amplifier, the second one might be attenuator. Then if the input is AC, a rectifier is needed. analog to digital converter, and finally from that, sorry, not analog to digital converter. It is not analog to digital converter. It is basically a rectifier. Then it is given to a PMMC movement, right? So it mainly consists of a signal conditioner, a rectifier, and a measuring instrument. Figure 6.2 shows the block diagram of modern electronic voltmeter. As seen from the diagram, it consists of input switching and ranging circuit, amplification circuit, and analog to digital conversion. This is a vague word used. Rectification, actually. Analog to digital conversion, that is altogether a different concept. DC also is analog signal only, actually. Digital means it will be in terms of binary, zeros and ones, stream of zeros and ones. So please make correction here. It is not analog to digital. It is actually a rectifier. AC to DC, you can say, a rectifier circuit and a voltmeter. The voltmeter would be a simple permanent moving coil voltmeter. Next, a VOM, that is the normal type of voltmeter using multiplier resistance and PMMC movement. Volt ohm meter. Volt ohm meter can be used to measure voltages, but it lacks both sensitivity and high input resistance. It lacks both sensitivity and high input resistance. That is why we have to be careful about measurements in high resistance circuits, because loading problem may occur and the measured quantity may be in error by a substantial value. Moreover, its input resistance is different for different ranges. When a multi-range voltmeter is used, for different ranges it offers different input resistances. On the other hand, an electronic voltmeter EVM has input resistance ranging from 10 mega ohms to 100 mega ohms, thus producing less loading of the circuit under test than VOM. Here loading effect definitely would be there, but nominal, say 0.1% and 0.01% when compared with 5%, 10%, 20%, 40% errors. Another advantage of electronic voltmeter is that its input resistance remains constant over all ranges. In all the ranges, when used in a multi-range circuit, in all the ranges, the input resistance remains the same, whereas in case of normal VOMs for different ranges, the circuit or the voltmeter offers different input resistances. Two types of electronic voltmeters are in use today, namely analog and digital voltmeters. However, a distinction must be made between a digital instrument and an instrument with digital readout. A digital instrument is totally different one. Here, digital voltmeter means it makes use of all analog circuitry only, except for digital readout. Analog voltmeter means it will have all analog circuitry with the indicating instrument as pointer deflection or moving a calibrated scale, that is using basic PMMC movement. On the other hand, digital voltmeter means it consists of all the analog circuitry same as with the analog voltmeter. Only change is the readout uh, device. The readout device would be a digital display. A digital instrument is one which uses the internal circuitry of digital design. Totally different one. A digital readout instrument is one whose measuring circuitry is of analog design, but the indicating device is of digital design. The electronic voltmeters go by a variety of names reflecting the technology used, such as vacuum tube voltmeters, VTVMs, and transistor voltmeters, TVMs, and FET voltmeters, FETVMs. And the advantages of electronic voltmeters. Although there are several advantages of electronic voltmeters as compared to non-electronic voltmeters, the following few are very important from the subject point of view, that is in electronic measuring instruments. At least we should know these advantages. Many more advantages are there, but apart from that, these are of very, these are very important. Okay. First, low level signal detection. It can be used for the measurement of very low level signals. Even very small voltages also can be measured. Low power consumption. Because the input impedance is very high for the electronic voltmeter, it will produce, the current required by the circuit for its operation is very low, and power consumption also will be low. High frequency range. It can be used for the measurement of voltages starting from DC, that is from zero frequency, to very high frequencies also. Even AC signals with high frequencies also can be measured accurately using electronic voltmeters. And low input capacitance. Actually, this capacitance effect occurs or takes place in AC measurements, AC voltage measurements. Here, because of very high input impedance, the stray capacitance effect or the input capacitances will be very low. And of course, due to high sensitivity, no loading error. So these are the main advantages of electronic voltmeters. Let us stop here, and within few seconds we'll see a circuit used in commercial practice for an electronic voltmeter, and we'll try to analyze the circuit. Stay for a while.